Hey everybody, welcome to Tone Chaser. Hope you all are doing well. It's finally here, it's installed, it's on my new replacement neck. I am very, very happy with it. I'll see if I can catch it in the light, see if we can get the flame on this thing. It's got the new titanium nut on it, which is much better. The strings actually align up to it as they go through the nut now, which on the old one they didn't do so well. So, very, very happy. Let's give it a quick flick around. Lovely bird's eye maple, Hadouk, and I don't know, I think it's ebony. This wood in the middle, I'm not 100% sure, but so and you can see my my routing for the trem that I put on the thing. If you're wondering what the black bits are, it's heat shrink. It still moves on the springs, but yeah, it stops that spring rattle. It's what I wanted, and it's strange because it's actually made some differences to the guitar in more than just, looks. It sounds slightly different, not unexpected. So loaded up in front of me here are two audio files, and the first one up here, as you can tell by the name, the blue one is the old neck, and the green one down here is the new neck, which I have currently got muted. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just A/B between the two. So my observations from this is that it's a bit thicker in the low end. It still has all its clarity and its power and sharpness in the high end, but there's a bit more happening in the bass side, in those lower mids. So let's have a listen. There are two reasons. One, obviously, the wood of the neck is just going to be slightly different. There's nothing that can be done about that. I'm still very, very happy with it. But I think the main reason is actually this bridge. Now, I've routed out a lot of wood. This guitar is noticeably lighter now. In fact, we got my 6-string RG in the background there. That's way heavier than this thing is, and this is a 7-string. Sure, you're missing the headstock, but it's really noticeable. So there's a lot less density in the body, and when it comes to tone, hardness is brightness. So the harder a material is, the brighter it will sound. So that's why ebonies and maples are really popular for necks, because they're hard and they're dense. And something that, when it came to making this bridge, I think that's where some of that clarity has gone, is in the bridge material. Because here is one of the prototypes for my tremolo bass plate. This steel is mild steel. Yes, it's strong and tough, but as far as steel goes, it's actually not that tough. It's not tough enough either. When restringing the neck, I gave this whole thing a bit of an inspection. It's starting to wear down the knife edges already, and I kind of expected it. A few other changes I've had to make as well. I've had to move the armhole a bit further back. The new version is actually going to be quite different to this. Same shape, but pretty much everything else is going to be changed. Different thickness, different knife edges, more holes, different placements for them. there's a lot that's going to go into that, and I'll save that for the actual tremolo update, because that's not going to be that long. Here's the old neck. And it's strange because this one is a millimeter taller on this top end here. It's a millimeter taller than this one is. And I guess that's just part of the making process, you know, at the end of the day. These are made by hand, and it sits a little lower in the body. And I don't know if you can really pick that up, but the action is a bit higher. Well, actually quite noticeably higher than when I had that one on it. So what I had to do was lower my studs and bring my bridge down as low as it would actually go, and not only that, it could still be a little lower. It's playable, but I am having to fight it. It's kind of right on the edge of, yeah, I kind of like it a little bit lower. But what I'm going to do is, because like I said with that tremolo video, there's a bit of an update I need to give on that and the changes I need to make to this guitar. Route out a bunch more wood underneath here to give this a bit more freedom. Currently, I can't really pull it up because there's too much wood in the way still in that area. So I need to recess it a bit more, and the pivot studs, the mounting studs, won't go any lower. So when it comes to redoing the new bridge, when the new one arrives, hopefully in about a month's time, I can do the routing, and I'm going to have to pull those studs out, drill the holes. Well, actually, what I'll have to do is check that they won't go any lower anyway. I'll do that next time I restring the thing, and all I really need is it to be about a millimeter, maybe 2, lower into the wood. I didn't drill the holes that they got put into. A guitar tech friend of mine did, so I don't know for sure if they're in as far as they will go. That's what I'll have to find out. But yeah, the action could be a little lower. The neck, however, itself is dead straight, just like every other NK neck I've played. I had 2 of these guitars. I've sold one since. So I've now got this neck as well, which is functionally perfect. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's just a little bit too cooked. I also picked up this one. Reason being, this one has the exaggerated profile on the back. So on this neck and the old neck, it wasn't the thickest neck, but it was thicker than most. It certainly wasn't like an Ibanez, for example. But it would be pretty even, average on the top, and it would get thinner on the bass side as it goes down. And it's something that's really, really difficult to get on camera. You can see that? You see it in the reflections. Maybe. But it got thinner up here. Your thumb would naturally fit in that slot as you go up, and it was very, very comfortable to play on. This one does the same thing on the opposite end, so it's actually thinner on the treble side near the nut. And you can feel like the Enduro neck on the Strandbergs, except it's rounded. Overall, the neck is a perfect fit. It's really, really comfortable, feels great. There is not a dead fret on it. Every single fret has been well rounded off. The nut slots were not deep enough. That's the only thing I have to say. I had to get the files out and dig them out a little bit, and actually could do with going a little bit lower. It's still a tiny bit zingy in one of the 2 of the spots, but overall, this neck is an upgrade. I didn't need to do it. This neck, fully functional, perfect. I just don't like the way it looked. So, my journey to make this guitar, this absolute playing beast, is continuing, going very well, and we're nearly there. Once I get this new tremolo on it, do a bit more of the routing, and get the action set low like I like it, we're good. We're going to be done. Couldn't be happier. It's gone really, really, really well, and I'm loving it. It's one of the it's one of the most fun guitars I've had, and it really inspires me to play and to learn and become a better guitarist. So I'll leave it there. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.